I'm putting on my Christian lenses for another critical look at The Legend of Zelda. Before we get started, I want to thank my viewers for their support in the first part of this mini-series. I love the thoughts and discussions you provided in the comments section, and I look forward to reading your responses to this video as well. As said before, my interpretation is based on personal experience. I'm here to share my perspective, not to invalidate yours that may be entirely different. With that said, let's get started. I believe it's fair to say that most games follow a pretty basic plot, good versus evil. Of course, some media allow deviations from this strict alignment. For instance, a character who is introduced as a bully may at some point undergo a change of heart and realign their motives and actions. In literature, characters who are transformed by the events of the plot are called dynamic, with the alternative being a static character who never changes. But let's go back to talking about strict alignments, one-tone characters that are shown to positively or negatively affect the world. Protagonist versus antagonist, those are the topic of today's discussion. I intend to prove that the underlying plot throughout each Zelda game provides an incredibly persuasive picture of foundational Christian concepts. For years, Zelda fans thought the main antagonist of the Zelda franchise was Ganondorf, a Gerudo who appeared throughout the games to thwart our hero. It wasn't until Skyward Sword was released that fans were given a deeper understanding of the evil that haunts Hyrule and seeks the Triforce. At the beginning of the Zelda chronology, Demise's story is told. He was a spiritual being who envied the power of the goddesses and sought to claim it as his own. To do so, he and his horde of demons broke through a fissure in the earth and decimated the land and its people. They burned forests to ash, choked the land's sweet springs, and murdered without hesitation. They did all this in their lust to take the ultimate power protected by her grace, the goddess. Hylia warred against Demise, eventually defeating him and sealing him away. Demise promised that his hatred will not end, but be reborn in the coming ages. Those who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, they are eternally bound to this curse. An incarnation of my hatred shall ever follow your kind, dooming them to wander a blood-soaked sea of darkness for all time. In future years, Demise is reborn as Ganondorf, who continues to seek the power of the gods. I know it's easy to compare any evil character to the devil or Satan, but in the case of Demise, the parallels are two on the dot. Lucifer was an angel with great power and influence in heaven, yet he desired more. He coveted God's power, saying, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." After convincing a third of the angels to join him, Lucifer waged war in heaven against God. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Of course, God prevailed, and cast Lucifer and all traitorous angels out of heaven. Lucifer's name was changed to Satan, and the angels he took with him became demons. For now, Satan continues to thwart Christians, attempting to use his own sin, pride, to turn people's hearts against God's will. But someday, in the future, God will seal Satan away in a pit, as promised in Revelation. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into a bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. Both Satan and Demise coveted the power of a mightier being, both garnered an army, and both continue to exist throughout the ages to attack good people. And finally, both are connected to a seal, Demise having been sealed already, and Satan having yet to be sealed in the future. To be clear, the director undoubtedly created Link's character to follow the Christian faith. This was evidenced by Link praying in A Link to the Past, and collecting items with symbolic implications, such as the cross in Zelda 2 that allowed Link to see enemies which you normally can't see. The Bible itself was also present in the first game, until the name was changed to Book of Magic by Nintendo of America, although the book still featured a cross on its cover in the North American releases. Obviously, Link has since strayed from the faith, so to speak, as the directors added pantheistic gods to the universe. But the influence of Christianity is still witnessed in many of Link's character traits. In the series, Link has appeared in many roles: conductor, sailor, goat herder. Whatever his background, he makes a purposed decision that the plight of the kingdom is his personal responsibility. With enthusiasm and valor, he helps people and eventually defeats whatever evil has manifested. But he isn't without faults. He has been shown to be lazy, quick-tempered, and a little slow. Nevertheless, he remains faithful to the task at hand. Although Link doesn't wear a full suit of armor, one of the first quests he's often tasked with is finding a sword and a shield. He understands that he will be immersed in battle and prepares himself accordingly. Ephesians 6 tells Christians to take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. The passage continues by listing spiritual items that a Christian should have, including the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit. Link seems to have taken advice from these verses. His original shield, inspired by medieval times, seems to reflect those of the Knights Templar, a Catholic military order known for their white mantles and red crosses. Although not something Link chose for himself, even his Triforce piece corresponds with biblical admonition. Psalm 31:24 states, "Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord." Speaking of the Triforce pieces, let me make an extended aside. Zelda's wisdom is another aspect with high scriptural value. When God gave Solomon the option to choose anything and God would give it to him, Solomon's response was, "Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people, for who can judge this thy people that is so great?" Solomon understood that he couldn't be a good ruler without wisdom. Meanwhile, the Bible also shows that power is easily corruptible. King Nebuchadnezzar made this mistake when he became arrogant in his own might. He boasted, "Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty?" Directly after, God responded with, "The kingdom is departed from thee," and Nebuchadnezzar lost not only the kingdom, but also his sanity. For 7 years, and we'll talk about the significance of the number 7 in a moment, Nebuchadnezzar ate grass and lived outdoors. His body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. Does this not remind you of a certain alter ego to our favorite villain? To extend this side note even further, let's address the significance of 7 in both the Bible and in The Legend of Zelda. In the Bible, the number 7 is associated with completeness. I was going to create a chart for you showing the examples of the number 7 used in the Bible, but actually there are too many to fit on the screen. Still, I'll read you a few I found on KingJamesBibleDictionary.com. Jacob's 7-year service to Laban, Pharaoh's 7 fat oxen and 7 lean ones, the 7 branches of the golden candlestick, the 7 trumpets and the 7 priests who sounded them, the 7-day siege of Jericho, the 7 churches, 7 spirits, 7 stars, 7 seals, 7 vials, and many others. Whew. I think you get the point. In The Legend of Zelda, 7 is also a reappearing number. There are 7 sages, 7 heroines in Breath of the Wild, 7 maidens in A Link to the Past, 7 hidden skills in Twilight Princess, 7 Zora eggs in Majora's Mask, and more. In Wind Waker alone, there are 7 mainstream islands, 7 dungeons, 7 lunar phases, 7 figurine rooms, and 7 great fairy fountains. Believe me, there are more, but those are what I will mention. I'm not saying that Christianity is the only belief system that emphasizes 7. 7 is significant in almost every religion. It's also associated with good fortune, folklore, and, George Miller of Harvard University in 1957 found that people can retain 7 items in their short-term memory. Also, the average attention span is 7 seconds, and that means, I'd better wrap up quickly. Protagonist versus antagonist. Good versus evil, an always present, never-ending cycle. What causes humanity to create stories in which objectively good characters battle evil? We see this theme recurring in every story throughout every culture. Could it be a subconscious programmed knowledge that evil is doomed to fail, and that good will always have the victory? 1 John 5:4 states, "For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith." Whatever you believe about God, I challenge you with these thoughts. Are good and evil constructs created by humans, or were they the product of Adam and Eve's sin in the garden when they ate the forbidden fruit? But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Spoken by God, focusing on the consequences. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Spoken by Satan, focusing on pride. I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. Have a great day, friends. See ya!